Hey everyone, Checkmate here. I was recently asked to do an analysis on one of the matches from our latest online tournament. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to go ahead and just watch it and do some brief analysis, things that I see, just point out some of the flaws and positives out of it. So this is going to be round one winners, Stilios on Lucina versus InternetBully playing Roy and Peach. This was requested by InternetBully. So let me just go and jump right in. Already we see the match is going to be Lucina versus Roy. So let's go and just jump right in. And obviously I have to kill myself and everything. Okay. So right off the bat, there's a lot of aggression, right? I'm just going to stop it right there and say there's a lot of aggression here. And this isn't always necessarily the right route to take when doing any match. You know, I know InternetBully doesn't know who Stilios is, but I do personally. And of course, he doesn't have that luxury of knowing who he is. But with almost all matches, you want to kind of maybe feel the person out a little bit first, especially if you're not really within playing a character that gets that much of an advantage by being super aggressive. Not to mention the fact that Lucina kind of beats Roy in this matchup. Most of the other sword characters actually beat Roy because they can outspace him and outzone him. So, kind of rushing in, not getting a feel for the characters, or the way the person plays, is already a little bit strange. So, and you'll see that kind of plays on as the match goes. So Stilios getting some easy combos, and so right there, after Roy got the down throw, he went for like an up smash read, and there are plenty of other options that you could go for in that situation that's actually going to net you good damage. Maybe an up tilt, a neutral A, like a jab, even maybe a neutral air. So that's one of those things that you kind of want to lab up and figure out what the best option is. If you're trying to bait an air dodge out of him, you might want to condition that a little bit more throughout the match, secure some of those grabs and condition that before you just throw that right off the bat. Because even if you do throw it off the bat and you get some decent percentage, you still don't know much about the player. Both players just feeling each other out. Just throwing a lot of moves, though, really fishing for smash attacks. Smash attacks, dash attacks. Looks like Stilios is trying to neutral jab to do some sort of combos that he might be working on. It definitely looks like when I'm watching Stilios play, he's trying to specifically do things or test things out. As for InternetBully, it looks like he's really just fishing for Stilios to roll into smash attacks. He gets a dash attack there, and then doesn't really follow it up, misses his tag, it's fine. And right now he's just getting comboed a lot. And he trades with that down air, which was not the smartest trade, and we're going to see that kind of come back to haunt him a little bit later. He got the damage, and that was good, but we're going to see how that plays out. Going for some side tilts, rolls a lot, gets a good forward smash. Going for a very strange ledge guard, but his neutral B recovers really fast. It's not that big of a deal. Trade. And Stilios just getting, reading. I think Stilios was reading the fact that InternetBully was just throwing out attacks very liberally, and therefore he went for that counter. It's not necessarily the best option in the world, obviously, so he must have known something. He must have figured, hey, I'm coming down near the platform. He knows I can't air dodge. I think he's going to throw a button because he's been throwing them, like I said, very liberally throughout the whole match. Drop down, trying to go for smash attacks. Again, just fishing for so many smash attacks. Goes for another trade, gets it. And this right here, I mean, I could sum up this match pretty well in just fishing for far too many smash attacks. And at the percent where Lucina's at right now, yeah, it will kill, but earlier it won't. Like, it's not going to really net you that much to get any of those smash attacks off. So you see he's just getting punished a lot by throwing out random smash attacks. And then when he loses momentum, Stilios gets good grabs or gets good follow-ups. Goes for a bad counter there. And you can see just more smash attacks, more side tilts. And every time he comes back to the ledge, he's trying to attack. Every time he's falling towards the platform, he's trying to attack. And more times than not, it's hurting his ability to recover or set anything up. Stilios just maintaining stage control. And like right there, as he's landing, he goes for another attack and just gets punished for it. And we're going to see a lot of that in this next match as well. Before I go on, though, there are some things that he did well there. So to touch on some of the things he did well, he did get some good punishes off. He did do some pretty decent frame traps with the side smashes. He caught a couple of Stilios' rolls. Some of the trades he made, they worked. If there were a little bit more thought put behind them, you probably would have saw them happen a little bit more. But he held his own for the most part. There was obviously a lot of mistakes. So I want to touch on some of the good things too, though. In the next match, he ends up facing. He ends up switching to Peach actually. So, and in this match, the things I was talking about in the first match, where he's trying to trade with a bunch of approaches, really comes back to hurt him. So right off the bat, good Z drop. So it looks like he's got kind of a right there. That was kind of one of those plays where it looks like he's got a handle on the situation, where he read an approach. He's reading the fact that Stilios is being really aggressive. Obviously, he was really aggressive right off the bat, and so he gets a good falling away Z drop, which shows like, okay, he's got some control over this. Good forward air fish for another smash attack. It was a bad side B. Could have been could have been some sort of a misinput, but. And if you look, he's just throwing out a bunch of forward airs right now. And Peach's forward air is very slow. It does a lot of damage, but it's very slow. A lot of knockback, but it's very slow. And you could see, even right at that one spot, see if I can roll that back real quick before he gets hit, he's got one cocked and ready to go when he's not even close, when he's not even in range to actually hit it. Because if he were to actually land, it wouldn't have hit anyways, because he would have just got landing lag. So... And right there, that right there is sign of it. I'll roll back again. Sign of it enough. Where he's getting juggled, isn't really going for many defensive options at all. He's not air dodging. He's not waiting to air dodge. He's not using Peach's float to get away or reset the position, and he just tries to come in and trade with a forward smash with a disjointed hitbox, and obviously gets punished for it. He had good DI though. He lived. So, and Dreamland Blast Zones helped him out as well, but maybe thought he had a jump. Not very sure, but just ended up taking the stock. On the second stock, it's not as much of the same stuff. He gets a good roll side smash there. That was really good. Misses an edge guard opportunity. Fishes for a forward smash, and then tries to trade with that back air, which, if you play Peach, the back air has very, very, very low range on it. And when Lucina goes for any smash, Lucina's just going to remove some of her hurt box in the process. So... and then Stilios takes his own stock. Must thought he had a jump. Thought he was on the ledge. Could have been lag. But. And Stilios is just reading all of his approaches. And so he's just free to throw out neutral A's and stop a lot of his approach. That was a good pivot. Not pivot, but a good stopped forward smash. Kind of worked out. And right now he's doing a lot better because he's throwing more turnips and he's playing the space game a lot more. But he's still trying to trade just way too much, especially at the percentage that he's at right now. Kind of rolls for no reason, rolls again, gets hit with the neutral B. Doesn't sweet spot his recovery, and then doesn't do it again in the same fashion. So yeah, that's basically the match. I know there's a lot of negatives there, but really, at the end of the day, what you got to do is, one, unlike games like Street Fighter where you can mind game a person by maybe being uber aggressive or by being crazy defensive or hiding your cards a little bit, Smash doesn't really work that way in the sense that there's less to respect and there's less mind game in that. The other thing is that knowing kind of your bread and butter options when you actually connect with throws or when you get any of your attacks off, or what a good bread and butter approach option is or a defensive option, and trying to read your opponent's approaches and trying to punish them, as well as knowing edge guard opportunities and edge guard setups as well. So it's really important to kind of gauge your opponent out and take things a little slower. Maybe not necessarily so slow that you're just running into stuff, you're getting hit, because a lot of times there's not much time to think, but put more care into not just charging in or not approaching all the time, because in Smash 4, more often than not, if you're approaching, you are losing. And in this matchup specifically, he was playing two characters that were kind of in negative favor against Lucina. Roy being just beat out by Swordsman, and Peach having issues doing any flow cancels or trying to approach without throwing a lot of turnips. So just knowing matchup knowledge, working in training mode to get your bread and butters down, knowing what to do in what situation, and just overall maybe even respecting the player a little bit more as well. So that's what I got. Just kind of rewatch this a couple times, listen, kind of take on what I said and just look into it. There's definitely some good stuff. There's definitely he shows a grasp on it and everything, but yeah. So that's what I got. Thanks for watching.